Join Carol Davies on Global Voice Radio, the host of Only the Best for You. Be a change maker and unlock the secret to your best life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my weekly podcast, Only the Best for You, here on Global Voice Radio. Each week, I bring you topics about being a change maker in the world and in your own life. Starting change is as easy as changing something in yourself you really want to change, to become a better person, to learn a new skill, to help others. The list is endless. Gandhi said it best: be the change you wish to see in the world. This week we have episode 47, describing tips on how we can jumpstart our self-esteem. First, I'd like to introduce the concept of self-esteem. Self-esteem relates to the opinion you have about yourself. You may appreciate your own strengths, skills, and capabilities. It also refers to your judgment of your self-worth as reflected in the attitude you have about yourself. Levels of self-esteem may vary in each person. Some people have low self-esteem, while others have very high self-esteem. For too many people, self-esteem is both unconscious and unaware. Most of these people have low self-esteem. They tend to think that self-esteem is unchangeable, like some permanent affliction. Or even if they know at some level it could be improved, they lack the courage or the knowledge to take the steps to do so. It's important that we at least maintain a healthy level of self-esteem, even better to improve it. If you are not yet certain whether yours is low or just within healthy levels, what I'm talking about today can help you, because I discuss indicators of low self-esteem, healthy self-esteem, and ways to improve self-esteem. So what are the signs that you have low self-esteem? If you do have low self-esteem, you may have some of these signs. 1, you're afraid to fail. Individuals who have low self-esteem don't believe in their own capabilities. This sets them up for failure. They are reluctant about going through challenges and obstacles when trying to reach their goals. They have a failure mindset, which stems from low expectations that inhibits them from exerting any effort. They prefer to not start a project for fear of failing. Or they would rather give up in the middle of the project to be called a quitter rather than risk not succeeding, and thus seeing themselves as a failure again. Another sign of low self-esteem is you are a perfectionist. Perfectionists quite often have low self-esteem. It's because their achievements or accomplishments are never quite good enough. They put pressure on themselves and feel they could have done better, or that something is lacking or not right. Regardless of accomplishments or work created and completed at a high standard, they are not impressed with what they have done. Perfectionism often runs hand in hand with procrastination, and the two feed off each other. Another sign of low self-esteem is that you're always trying to prove yourself. You may be holding one of the top positions in your workplace, but you still feel the need to prove yourself, despite the fact that everybody admires you for your skills and intelligence. This could probably happen in your relationships outside of the workplace as well. Another sign of low self-esteem is that you are easily affected by minor setbacks. When you're working towards achieving a goal and a minor setback gets in the way, you immediately lose heart. For example, you may have got an interview, but you didn't get the position. Or you were losing weight, then you gained a pound or two. These setbacks cause you to become discouraged and give up or stop trying. Life does have its ups and downs, but people with low self-esteem find it difficult to ignore the setbacks or carry on in spite of them. This behavior can increase their risk of becoming depressed. Another sign of low self-esteem is you believe any achievement is pure luck. When you believe that any achievement has been brought about by luck, you fail to recognize successes as being the result of your own efforts or skills. You do not think that your success is due to your own dedication and commitment. Another sign of low self-esteem is you have the habit of apologizing to everyone. When something goes wrong at work, at school, or at home, you always find yourself apologizing. You believe you're the cause of the problem and that it could only be your fault that the problem occurred in the first place. You do not place any value on yourself and are totally unaware of your own self-worth. Another sign of low self-esteem is that you cannot handle criticism. You always see negative feedback as a direct insult, and in an effort to protect yourself, you instantly retaliate in an effort to defend yourself. You find yourself responding in a negative manner when any criticism comes your way, and in turn feel worse that you didn't or couldn't accept this criticism in a positive way. Feeling criticized lowers your self-esteem even further. Another sign that you lack self-esteem is if you lack confidence, you depend on others to make decisions. People with low self-esteem are often not confident about making both minor and major decisions. They often rely on others to be the decision maker, especially if they are afraid of being blamed for a poor decision that was made. This means they often spend their time doing things they would prefer not to, not only in work tasks, but leisure activities also. This leads to feelings of unresolved resentment, which further impacts self-esteem. So that's quite a number of things to be aware of if you exhibit low self-esteem. But what about the signs if you have a healthy self-esteem? Here's a few that I'd like to outline for you, because these are some of the traits you may exhibit. 1, you are not afraid to show the real you. If you have a healthy self-esteem, you won't feel vulnerable when others get close to you. This becomes apparent if you begin an intimate relationship. You are not afraid of showing the real you, nor do you feel the need to make excuses for who you are or what you do. 2, you find satisfaction in your work. People who have high self-esteem usually find themselves doing what they love doing best. They may stay in the same job for years because it is what they enjoy. They believe in staying in a job. That's because their own self-confidence provides them with the fuel they need to actively pursue and get any job they want. 3, you speak the truth and value honesty. People with high self-esteem are not afraid of telling the truth. Faith in self means not having to hide the truth. They do it even if it entails consequences or ruffles feathers. This is because they value honesty, and this in turn can cause them to only speak the truth. They are confident that they have what it takes to accept the consequences of their being honest. 4, you hold yourself accountable for your life. People with high self-esteem are responsible and accountable for the type of life they have and live. They are confident in their own ability to take control of their career and quality of their life. They are also aware that they can influence the course of their lives. A healthy self-esteem allows a person to own their accomplishments and accept any accolades, as well as accepting responsibility for any errors in judgment, without letting this prevent them correcting the problem as much as possible and moving on. They believe that if they work hard and take care of their own health, they will have a better chance of successfully achieving their goals. And they don't rely on luck or fate to bring them what they desire. 5, you avoid negative behaviors. Excuse me. If you have high self-esteem, you avoid self-destructive health behaviors such as drinking too much alcohol or smoking or taking drugs. You also steer clear of bad habits that will only lead you to financial distress. Therefore, you limit gambling and compulsive shopping because you're aware that you have to spend your money wisely if you want to have the life you desire. You also avoid unhealthy relationships and negative people because these types of people can cause emotional health problems. 6, you are not afraid to take calculated risks. People with high self-esteem are not afraid to take calculated risks, especially if they feel that the alternative outcome means certain stagnation. They know they have to move forward even if it means taking a risk. Those with high self-esteem have confidence in their own abilities. This allows to take calculated risks rather than finding themselves regretting that they didn't. This also increases their chances of success in any situation. 7, you encourage others to strive for success. People with healthy self-esteem encourage others to pursue their goals and rejoice in their successes. They never feel insecure about another's accomplishments, and they don't compare their achievements to their own. So, how can you boost your self-esteem? It's an interesting question. As I said before, self-esteem greatly affects your confidence. If you have low self-esteem, you severely limit your chances of achieving the success and happiness in life you otherwise could. You need a healthy self-esteem to build the resilience that allows you to rise up and over whatever challenges and obstacles life throws your way. If you don't, you will just find yourself feeling depressed, miserable, and living a life far from what you deserve. Therefore, it's very important that you keep monitoring and working on your self-esteem. Here's a few tips that would help you jumpstart your self-esteem. 1, be positive about yourself. Work on getting rid of any negative thoughts you have about yourself. Don't belittle yourself. For example, never say or think, I'm a loser, or I'm a failure. If you were unfortunate enough to have been labeled clumsy, stupid, or any other derogatory term in childhood, and find yourself repeating that to yourself, stop now. You hear those thoughts in your mind, say stop. You have your own set of skills and talents that deserve credit. When you see yourself in a positive manner, you will be better able to recognize not only your strengths, but also weaknesses without perceiving them as faults. 2, strive to do what's right. Doing the right thing can greatly increase your self-esteem, as knowing you did the right thing makes it easier to feel good about yourself. It doesn't matter how big or small that right thing is. What matters is that you do it every time you can. It could be as simple as eating a healthy breakfast every morning, or going to the gym after office hours. Guilt and remorse insidiously erode self-esteem. When you make a habit of doing good things, your self-esteem will improve. 3, overcome perfectionism. Perfectionism is a self-destructive habit. It stops you from recognizing your accomplishments because you always see the faults. Even if you have given your all, you find it difficult to celebrate your achievement, thinking it could still be better. Instead, leave perfectionism behind. Start by knowing that it isn't a crime not to be perfect. Strive for excellence instead, and accept that although almost everything could be improved, the rewards are often seriously not worth the extra cost, especially to your self-esteem. 4, learn from your failures. Many people suffer from low self-esteem because they view their setbacks in the most negative way. They perceive their mistakes as reasons to stop trying and stop striving for what they really want in life. They see these failures, which may have been way in the past and under totally different circumstances, as brick walls that are stopping them from reaching their goals. Instead, don't see your mistakes as failures. Learn from them and grow. Hardly anyone gets it right the first time. Review your mistakes rationally and understand they are steps in a process. Most simply, that was not the way to go. So what is the next logical choice? Take it. If you think of your mistakes as being insignificant in the larger picture of life, you will be less afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You will have the courage to take risks because you know any failure will mean you are one step closer to success. 5, stop making comparisons. If you keep on comparing yourself and your life to those people who you feel have more, you will fail to appreciate what you have. This will only leave you feeling empty and worthless. Instead of feeling empty and sad when making comparisons, start thinking about what you do have, especially in terms of abilities, including things like empathy and other social skills. You may be surprised to find that others are actually envying parts of your life. Eventually, as you take time to recognize what you do have and work on improving it, you will learn to appreciate yourself more. 6, surround yourself with positive thinking people. Being around people who have a positive attitude is a great self-esteem booster. When you're in the company of people who have positive perceptions, you will draw strength from their words and actions. They will also support you in your own endeavors, as they will not be the type of people to put you down or disparage your skills and aspirations. There is great truth in the statement that you are the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's vital to realize that you are not stamped with a quota of self-esteem at birth. Self-esteem is like an emotional muscle. It can be developed and strengthened with the right application. The great thing is, it does not require some big public announcement of intent or any special equipment. It can be done in small ways known to no one but yourself. To begin, work on the 6 steps that I outlined in the previous discussion. Mindfully apply the suggestions every day. So just to review the 6 tips about how to boost your self-esteem. The first one is be positive about yourself. Number 2, strive to do what's right. Overcome perfectionism. 4, learn from your failures. 5, Stop making comparisons. 6, surround yourself with positive thinking people. You will soon be surprised and amazed even that things once difficult are now easier and even automatic. You will be happier, and happy people will seem to find you instead of always being elusive. A healthy self-esteem is everybody's right, but not everybody claims it as they should. You have a choice: accept what you are and have, or more greatly appreciate what you really do have, including the potential to be so much more. I truly hope that you'll find some great takeaways from my suggestions today. If you want further information or want to talk about more ideas with me, contact me through my website, www.thepassionmotivator.com, or by email at coachcaroldavies@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you to schedule a free 15-minute discovery session. Remember, you can change your life at any time and be the success you want to be. I look forward to connecting with you again next week. Bye now.
Tune in every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern for Only the Best for You with Carol Davies on Global Voice Radio.